Hi, and welcome to the Feminine Activation Trainings. My name is Anya Grace, and I'm super excited to guide you in this first training of the Goddess today. So we're working on the Goddess archetype and activating the elevated feminine frequencies of the Goddess. And there's a handful of people here live, and I was just talking to everyone right before I started the recording about really the purpose of this whole training series. We are going through 6 archetypes: the goddess, the maiden, the queen, the high priestess, the seductress, and the princess. And it's really about, a lot of the work we do in Elevated Woman is about embracing the dynamic and full nature of your power as a woman. So it means that, maybe one day you feel really like this morning I woke up and I cleaned the whole house and everything. I'm feeling very organized today and very pristine and more in my elegant kind of refined nature. But other days I just got back from Idaho and I was on the river and I was so connected to the earth and so connected to my wild and free nature and the dirt and being dirty and really embracing that experience of life. And part of what we desire as women, or I'll say rather, part of what the feminine is here to experience is the full spectrum of life. And that's expressed through, think of this earth and think of all of the different countries. There's people here from all over the world. I see someone's from India, and someone's from New Jersey, and there's people from Germany. There's people from all over the world here. So the earth itself, if we kind of look at let's say country by country, each country is its own goddess. It has its own expression, its own essence, its own language. Each plant, each tree has its own expression. All of it is the goddess expressing herself. So in this training today, I'll just introduce how the flow will go, and we'll talk a little bit about the goddess, and then we'll go into the activation itself. So again, if you're here live, welcome, and if you're just joining, welcome. And there'll be some time at the end for questions, so just wait till the end and we can go through that. One moment. Okay, so I just want to preface this and say I've had hundreds of women go through this program at this point, not just level 1, but level 2 and 3 as well. And I probably have 200 natural testimonials and reviews for this work that have just come in through emails of women saying that it's just changed their life completely. I've heard a lot of people, a lot of women have gone through all the trainings and manifested their love or manifested a relationship right out of the gates. Pretty much every single woman I know who has gone through this has experienced an increased magnetism, specifically where they feel and see men are more oriented toward them, more desiring to support and show up and help them in their life. It's really fun to hear all those little stories. As well as, some of my deeper intentions for leading this training and the whole Feminine Activation series is to ultimately, really truly ultimately help you 100% own and understand your divine feminine essence and your nature as a woman and your sacred energy. Because when you understand your sacred energy and your value at a cellular and spiritual level, no one can ever take that away. And that's the energy of a truly high value woman, because you know your worth, and it's not at all dependent on anything external. It's completely rooted in the inherent truth that you are here as a beautiful embodiment of divine life. You are here as that. So that's my greatest intention. And from that place, I've experienced a lot of women coming out of these trainings with huge and increased self-confidence, this inner radiance that just vibrates from the inside out. Lots of healing of trauma, sexual wounds. We go into, especially the seductress archetype. I share even some of my own personal journey around healing my own sexual trauma And that's really powerful. I know a lot of women have experienced that. Some women have even shared that they have that these trainings have helped them balance their hormones. And I was actually thinking this morning, completely separate, about a long time ago, when I was in college, I had a hormone imbalance. And it got to the point where before my period, I would be completely depressed, like for 3 days, completely depressed, really intense emotion, like not normal emotion, the kind that my parents were really worried about me. So it's powerful to look back and recognize I didn't take any drugs, although that's not necessarily a bad thing if that's needed. But it was really through healing the feminine energy within me that my system, my physiological system, my hormones, my heart, my health became more balanced, more radiant, and more vibrant. And so that's why we're here. But those are just byproducts of being here. There'll be a moment that I'll have you set your own intention. But I just wanted to share some of the experiences that I know a lot of women have experienced, and there's so much more as well. All right, so each training that is in the series, and we'll do this today as well, goes through 4 aspects in the Awakening series. So I have about 500 hours of yoga teacher training under my belt, and I've kind of pulled this signature elevated woman Shakti awakening practice from the various different aspects of teachings I've learned in my life. So the first thing we'll do is Nadi Shodhana, which is a breathing exercise that balances the right and the left hemispheres of the brain. It awakens the nadis, which are the energy channels, and the energy channels carry prana Shakti, and Shakti is the divine feminine energy. It's also the sensual, sexual, creative energy. It's the divine impulse of life. So if you want to awaken your feminine power and your feminine energy, it's really about awakening your Shakti energy. So Nadi Shodhana just helps to kind of create a really balanced, calm, receptive system to receive the most from the actual activation itself. I do this practice pretty much every day, and it's one of the most important things I've adopted into my life. The next thing we'll do is a little Shakti awakening exercise where you physically start to move the body. A lot of you have done this before. It's really powerful to get into the subtle energy body. So the external world, I won't go into that right now, but the inner world is deeply connected to the divine feminine and deeply connected to the goddess. So the darkness, the cosmic womb, as well as the womb within you, holds great potential. And so going within and discovering and awakening and carving out yourself on an internal level is such a powerful process as you step into your power. I always talk about how the divine masculine and men crave a woman who is in her depth and who can, when they penetrate her both physically and emotionally at a heart level, they want to feel that there's this deep substance, because it's actually through you as a woman that you are granting access to this masculine force. You really are the bridge between spirit and matter. And that's going into the high priestess archetype, but obviously they're all connected. So, so the Shakti awakening really helps to dive deep within and awaken that divine feminine depth. Super powerful. I love that exercise. And then from that place, I'll have you just connect to your heart and allow an intention to arise up. And from that place, we'll basically project that intention in the 7 directions. So I learned the I Am mantra from my main teacher, Shannon Port, who was the founder of the Art of the Feminine podcast. And I've done a lot of work with her personally, and she's just so powerful. She's she's the primary resource when it comes to me. She's like a primary resource when it comes to the divine feminine. So I'm so grateful that I've gotten to work so closely with her. And so we'll be doing a mantra that I use, again, almost every single day in my life that really helps to activate your auric field and essentially elevate you into your higher self quite instantly. So it's one of the best things to do if you are feeling low energy or low frequency and you want to increase your energy, but you can't like exercise, or you're in like a weird place or it's funky. I do the I am mantra if I'm walking into a bar that feels a little like, you know, I'll do the I am mantra before doing anything important and that feels important to me. I guide a lot of women to do this before going on a date, before going into an interview. So it's a really beautiful process as well to just step up into your highest self. All right. And then, so we'll do the I am mantra in the 7 directions, and then that will take us directly into the activation, the goddess activation. And the goddess activation, each activation goes deep into the subconscious mind. And we're really diving in there and activating both the subconscious mind and the feelings of the heart. Because, you know, a lot of the work that's out there around feminine energy is teaching you how to, let's say, like lean back on dates, and how to lean back while you're texting a guy, or how to embody your feminine energy, or how to be in your feminine energy in life. And it's all really great. But my intention with this is to take it to the next level where you're actually physically embodying it. Because the truth is, when you're just in your head, you're still in your masculine energy. But the feminine activation trainings are all about dropping out of your head and into your body, so that you own these understandings. They become yours because you've physically, emotionally, and spiritually experienced your power as a woman. And once again, if you've experienced your power as a woman internally, it's yours. No one can ever take that away. You know, someone can say something to you and it just doesn't even get in, because you know that it's not true. Someone can say something hurtful, and once you're awakened at this true level of power and self-value, none of that gets in, and your life instantly elevates. So yes, and so the activations are so powerful and so beautiful, and it's really receptive. I actually guide you to kind of lean back, and you can like lean back on whatever you're sitting on. I don't recommend laying down this first time around. If you want to listen to the replays, you can lay down and just let it, absorb into your subconscious. That can be powerful, but just definitely allow your body to get relaxed and soft, and intend to be receptive. So I'm not going to ask for any questions. I'm just going to trust that is landing, and we will dive in. Let me just see if there's anything else. All right, so before we start, I'll just have everyone put your hand over your heart. And we'll open our eyes after this, but just put your hand over your heart just for a moment. And take a deep breath in and out. And I am just taking this moment to activate this space. I want you to see a golden ring, like a wedding ring, a band of golden light, circling around the entire world, around us, from country to country to country. That we are connected by the stream of energy that is activated by the highest energies of love and light. Take a deep breath in. That we are here together to collectively awaken and heal the feminine energy on the planet and within ourselves. And that by healing and awakening the divine feminine energy within ourselves, we heal the feminine energy on the planet. I want you to take a moment to really feel into the sacredness of this space. And sacred to me is simply the uttermost precious energy that exists. It's the purity of a newborn baby, or a bunny, or a blossom that is so precious, one of a kind. tender, rare, and sweet. That within this space, we activate this precious energy, this sacred energy, and recognize that this sacred energy is the essence of every single cell that is in our body, that creates our body. We are inherently sacred, tender, pure love. So just allow yourself to really receive these energies as we set this collective intention at the beginning of this training. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And I just ask that my words be guided by the highest energies of love and light, and that truly this is here to be received as healing, that any energies that are meant to come through, that each person receive exactly what they need and release what they don't need. And so it is. So opening the eyes from a place of slow tenderness. And just for a moment, coming back into this physical world to move through the Nadi Shodhana breathing exercise, I'll have you draw your pointer finger and your middle finger down. Then cover your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through the left nostril. Cover the left nostril with your ring finger and exhale through your right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Cover the right nostril with your thumb and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Cover the left and exhale through the right. So if this is the first time you're doing this, just allow yourself to trust the process, even if it feels weird or new. Inhale through the right. Cover the right and exhale through the left. So this pranayama, this breathing exercise to awaken the prana, stretch the prana, is safe for everyone to do, even pregnant women. It's simply balancing and calming to the nervous system. The right and the left nostrils are connected to Ida and Pingala Nadi, which are the second largest energy channels in the body that move up the spine like snakes around the main energy channel, Sushumna Nadi. So what's happening is we're really clearing out the masculine energy side of us and the feminine energy side of us. And it really goes beyond sides, but more the channels in which we carry our polarity. So as you do this breath, continuing this pattern on your own, we'll do it for about 2 more minutes. Allow your breath to get really long. And really slow. And if you lost the pattern, you can just take long, slow, gentle breaths on your own. But otherwise, continue with this pattern of inhaling through one nostril, pausing at the top to cover that same nostril, and exhale through the opposite. Really allow yourself to feel a sense of peace and calm here, knowing that you are safe, you are protected. There's so much beautiful energy here together that we bring with our heart-centered intention. Taking just a few more rounds of this breath. For these last few rounds, see if you can let your breath become so slow and quiet and soft that if there's a feather beneath your nose, that feather would not move under the breeze of your breath. And the next time you exhale out of your left nostril, take your time getting there. Just simply bring your hand down to your knee and take a few rounds of breath through both nostrils. Rather than looking for an outcome, notice to see if there's simply any shifts. See if you can look deep within and see if you can notice this deep and subtle vibration that's happening. And if you can't feel this right now, ask your higher self to show you this deep and subtle vibration that's happening inside of your whole body. That your heartbeat is a pulsation. And every cell in your body is a pulsation. And a pulsation is an expansion and a contraction. And every impulse that's sent from neuron to neuron, every electrical signal, is also ignited by a spark, a light. That there is expansion and contraction in every part of you. And this expansion and contraction, this vibration, this pulsation is the essence of the energy of the goddess. Now simply begin to move your torso slowly in a circle, very gently. And if your body wants to move in any direction that is beyond a circle, you feel like moving in spiral or a figure 8 or side to side, forward and back, any direction, see if you can trust the wisdom of your body and relax into the natural vibration and pulsation that wants to happen, the natural movement. Relax your neck and head and allow the movement to rise up into that part of your body, freeing your throat chakra, the center of your voice and your truth. Your truth being beyond your ego, identity, and personality, but who you really are at a soul level, at a spiritual, cellular, visceral level. Activating and unleashing that truth. And again, if you are ever in doubt, you can simply ask your higher self to lead you to whatever you're meant to uncover today, setting that intention. So continuing this, take a deep breath in, trusting the process, knowing you're safe, and allow your body to begin to slow down. So there's still movement, but it's very gentle and subtle. Once again, activating this subtle energy body which is like the realm of the divine feminine energy. And allow your body movements to become so slow, taking a deep breath in right now. And as you exhale, on a physical level, you come into almost complete stillness. Until you come into complete stillness. And taking one more deep breath here. And now feeling how your physical body, your physical expression may be in stillness, but there's an inner movement of energy. This inner plane has been activated. The landscape of the goddess, her land, deep within you, infinite, beyond this physical form. Take a deep breath in and place your hand over your heart gently. Just making contact with your physical self as you simultaneously make contact with your spiritual, creative, inner self. Knowing that they are one and the same, ultimately expressed in different ways. And feel into the tenderness of your heart, gentleness, the purity, the pure intention of you and your life, your hard work that you do every day, acknowledging yourself for everything that you do. From this place of deep connection to your heart and perhaps your emotions as well, allowing any tears to rise if they come up, and if they don't, knowing that you're exactly where you're meant to be. You don't have to be having a certain kind of experience in this moment. From this place of alignment, allow an intention to rise to the surface. Why are you here? Noticing any tendency to be outcome or goal oriented. And I encourage you in this moment to drop that mindset, which is connected to a more masculine, linear way of living. And embrace that this is a process. And the outcomes will come as a byproduct of you connecting to your truth and your alignment, your sacred energy, and understanding your value. Everything will fall into place. So connecting to whatever intention feels true to you in this moment. Repeat after me out loud if you can. I am before me. I am behind me. I am at my left. I am at my right. I am above me. I am below me. I am unto thee. I am, I know I am. I am, I know I am. I am, I know I am. Take a deep breath into all 7 directions. And as you exhale, gently draw your chin down towards your chest, bowing into your heart center. Allow yourself to relax into the couch behind you or whatever you're sitting on. Relax your arms. Allow yourself to notice any effects from the I am mantra and the 7 directions. And I am really represents your highest truth, whatever that means for you. It's connecting you to your higher self, to your divinity and your sacred energy, your infinity. It's connecting you to the one impulse. It's connecting you perhaps to God. It's connecting you to the goddess. It's connecting you to the universe. Whatever feels true to you. Embracing all individual expressions and understandings of life. Again, drop deeper and deeper into your body, feeling yourself relax physically, your arms, your heart, your fingers, seeing if there is a subtle and gentle tingle happening in your fingertips. Notice how you feel. Knowing that how you feel in this moment is connected to these elevated feminine frequencies. This feeling right now is deeply connected to your truth and power as a woman. I want you to draw your attention inward towards your heart. You don't have to, it's like you're internally looking into your heart, into the darkness of your body, into the infinite possibilities of every cell. And on the other side of that, it's like a portal point. I want you to see yourself awaken into a land of infinite possibility. This is the land of the goddess. Take a deep breath in. As you awaken in this land, you intuitively know that this land is yours and purely, solely yours. There's no one else on this land that you don't choose to be there. And you always have the choice to invite and then ask people to leave. But in this visualization, this land is going to be purely for you, the land of the goddess. Take a deep breath in. I want you to see yourself awakening, standing up perhaps out of a nap, and feeling into the strength and the vibrancy of your body. Just right away noticing how it feels to be in the body of the goddess. Notice the skin, the vibrancy, the color of the skin, individual to you and this goddess. Notice what she is wearing, what you are wearing in this vision. Notice how it feels to have her legs strong and connected to the earth. Free, wild, and fierce. She is strong physically, toned, connected to this earth. Take a deep breath in. Feel into the suppleness, the softness of your belly, the curves of your body, your breasts, your hips, your stomach. There's a softness to you as well. The moistness to your skin. Notice your hair in this vision. How is your hair? Is it braided or is it long? Is it flowing? Notice the way you feel in this goddess expression. Notice any self-judgment that may have come up, and simply know that you, as this goddess, is powerful and valuable because you are one of a kind, and that the exact expression of you, physically, is the reason you are powerful and beautiful. That this unique expression of you, essence, soul, heart, and body, is never again to be repeated, and that's your power. I want you to see yourself walking down a path. There's a stream alongside this path, and you walk slowly, barefoot. It's almost as if you could feel the heartbeat underneath your feet of the earth in every step you make, as if every step was creating the heartbeat of the earth itself. See if you can actually hear the beat of the earth of your feet. And on top of that, listen and hear the sounds of the bees and the birds. Listen to all the little creatures rustling in the grass. Notice how you feel as you walk along this path. And as I recite these elevated feminine frequencies that are connected to the goddess, I want you to allow yourself to receive the energy of each word. And as you're walking on this path, feeling the freedom that the goddess holds. This is her land. There's no limit to this land. It is infinite. It is ongoing. You are limitless. You are connected to nature. You are connected to the natural rhythms. You are the natural rhythms. You are creating and sourcing the natural rhythms of the earth. You are wild, untamed, unleashed. There's no box that anyone could ever put around you and this land. It is too great, too expansive to ever be confined or restricted. Perhaps on this path, and even physically in your body, feel your arms stretch out, reaching wide. Allow your heart to open and even lean back, lifting your heart up toward the sun. Feeling this sun, which is the divine masculine, constantly, continuously giving in rays of light, penetrating your skin, penetrating your heart, and opening you wide. Allow yourself to receive the gifts of this continuous giving force of life and love that the sun gives unconditionally and without limit, matching the limitless nature of your land. There's nothing that the sun wants in return, but it simply loves witnessing everything that you grow and expand into as a result of receiving these beautiful gifts. Perhaps bring your hands back towards your heart, resting them down by your sides. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Now continue down the path. And at this point, you hear the water, you hear the stream get a little louder. And you follow this path that is curving and meandering. And you come across a larger pool of water and a waterfall. This waterfall is raw. It's power, pure potential. It's strong. It's beautiful. It matches the frequency of the land. It is pristine and pure, healing and sacred in its energy and in its essence. Take a deep breath in. As you step alongside this waterfall and this small body of water, you can feel the freshness of the air, the cool mist, the oxygen in the air, and the softness of the water molecules on your skin, moistening your skin, letting it glow and glisten in the sunlight. Take a deep breath in. Remembering and knowing that this land is purely yours. It is fully safe in every single direction. Notice how you feel knowing that this land is your sanctuary, your sacred center, the depth of your heart, the landscape of your soul. And if you desire, feel yourself increasing in the desire to jump in this pool of healing water. Maybe you dive, maybe you gently walk into the pool of water. And as you do so, it's almost as if the water molecules were magic, sparkling, vibrant, bubbly, healing properties that instantly alchemize and clarify and transmute anything that's not aligned with your highest, most beautiful, pristine essence, bringing your physical self here in the now into this vision and allowing any impurities of physical toxins to leave your body as you bathe in these lands, in this water. Take a deep breath in. Just noticing the temperature of the water. Perhaps it's a warm, lukewarm, or maybe it's cold and awakening. Maybe it's all of them. Maybe you choose to have all of the experiences in this water, satisfying your desire, shape-shifting. Take a deep breath in and out. Perhaps opening your mouth and releasing a small sigh. And as you step out of the water, notice how you feel. Laying on the side of the water edge, once again in the sun, but just notice where you are. Maybe there's part shade, part sun. Just notice where you are drawn to now rest once again. As you rest and bask in the sunlight, supported and held by this earth that is you, that is your land, an expression of you. You are the heart of this earth, this land. Feel yourself drop into total bliss, total receptive pleasure, softness. Feeling into the sacredness of your body, honoring every cell that creates you, Every cell within you has a land of its own, almost. You are that infinite. And every land, every cell, every bit of you is just as divine and sacred as this space and this place. Feel into that expansive potential and that power of who you are. Take a deep breath in. Just resting in silence for another minute. Dive deep into the darkness, the pure bliss. Seeing if you can sense the subtle pulsation happening in every cell of your body and in your heart. Leaning back even deeper into whatever you're leaning against, softening your body and receiving any healing energies that are meant to come to you right now. Feel yourself lit up by this love from your universe, from your higher self, entering into your orbit. What does it feel like to receive at this level? What does it feel like to embody your power and value? Notice any emotions that are coming up. And taking both hands over your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Bring your hands together, palms touching. Bow your chin to your chest. Bring your pointer fingers to your forehead, your third eye. And in this motion of bowing to the heart, into prayer, in a prayer position, it's simply the intention of uniting the head, the divine masculine, with the heart. Uniting the conscious mind, the masculine, with the subconscious mind, the feminine. Letting both polarities within you be elevated and activated to your highest potential. And that you also honor the divine feminine within you. And as you humbly bow to the divine feminine within you, the divine masculine within you heals as well. Stepping into reverence and honor and gratitude. And so it is. Take a deep breath in, perhaps traveling layers back from the deepest part of yourself, through the different tissues in your body, out through your skin and into this physical world right here, right now. And I encourage you to stay rested and stay sort of leaning back and stay physically still for a while. And really allow yourself to just receive and continue to receive any energies that are wanting to come down and through you. And just know that these energies, once this starts to activate within you and your life, it doesn't stop. And for the rest of the day and for the rest of this week, really, you'll receive more of this. So just, really notice how you feel in this moment. And one of my favorite things to do is to create an anchor. So my anchor is actually this, where I gently press my fingers into my forehead at the end of anything where I really tap into my sacred truth. And I anchor that through a physical body motion. And the pressure on my forehead is connected to the frequency of my truth. So basically every time I do this, I tap into my frequency. So that's why I guide people into this, because it's just something that I like to do. But you can sometimes, one of mine is also putting my hands over my heart. You could let yours be putting one hand over your low belly. You can do that anywhere. And that's your anchor point and every time you put your hand over your belly, your intention is to remember who you are at a deep, soulful, spiritual, cellular level. Okay, so everybody just take one deep, deep breath in and out. And I want to just have you, if you would like and you're willing to share, we have 44 people live. And it's amazing. So beautiful. So I feel really honored to lead this, and I'm grateful for you that you are trusting me to guide you through this journey, because it's deep and really powerful. Well, I feel it's powerful, and I know a lot of other women have experienced that as well. So anyway, we'll take a few minutes to, I'd love to hear your experience and any words that came up for you that were connected to the goddess. And before we get into this too, I'll have you like write, and then I'll answer any questions or read these. I just want to talk a little bit more about what it means to embody the goddess energy in your life. And so, because I was supposed to do that at the beginning, but that's okay. So write any questions. If you have to go in 3 minutes, you can. I'll probably go about 10 minutes over, maybe 5, hopefully. But I do want to be here. And so prompts are, how are you feeling? What words, what words/energies do you feel represent and embody the goddess that I didn't say? And thirdly, any questions? So write that. So, and really quickly, I'll just speak into what it means to embody the goddess on a daily basis. So, each archetype holds its own essence, and the goddess is deeply connected to like that raw, untamed, wild, free, fierce sometimes, I think I said unapologetic nature, embodied. I love that word. And so, as women, I know my personal experience was like, I was kind of raised to be more in control of my emotions, and people were really uncomfortable with my emotions, which just led to my emotions getting even more out of hand. And so the goddess is connected to the emotion, and there's no, we all as women definitely get to take and men get to take responsibility for our emotions. And part of the healing of our emotions means that we get to fully express them. Maybe that's through therapy, in the container of therapy. I did EMDR for almost a whole year, very in depth, and it helped me a lot with healing some of my trauma. But the point is that if we keep suppressing the farthest levels of our self-expression, then that only continues to wound the feminine and the goddess energy that is within us. So the goddess heals and then is embodied within you when you allow your untamed, unleashed nature to be free. It's also moving away from stepping on the scale every day and expecting yourself to stay rigid at a certain number. Because just like we talked about, your essence and your power is in the expansion and the contraction. And the expansion, I just got chills right here. The expansion and the contraction it's constantly moving. There's a moment at the very top of the inhale and a moment at the very bottom of the exhale. That's stillness. That's a powerful point to meditate on. And the essence of the goddess, but to me, that's connected to the divine masculine, this witness, or the divine impulse of the divine feminine. Anyway, I'm kind of going off. And so it's moving away from rigid anything, rigid diets, rigid exercise routines, rigid wake-up routines. It's recognizing that from day to day, you are going to feel different, and then you get to express and take care of yourself in whatever way the goddess inside of you desires, and learn to embrace the fluctuations of your moods and emotions, and learn to embrace the fluctuations of your style and your fashion, your self-expression. Learn to embrace the days that you feel super alive and vibrant and awake and ready to meet the world and greet the world, and embrace the days that you feel depressed. Because, you know, depression isn't bad necessarily. It's oftentimes, I attended a training with Dr. Sue Morter, and she was talking about depression is actually very anchoring and grounding. So, yes. So does that make sense to you guys in terms of connecting to the goddess energy in life? All right. So I'm just going to go through these. So any questions you have, and I'll just go for like another 5 minutes. Actually, before I attend to these, I'm just going to say this week until Saturday, maybe Sunday, I'm not sure, I have the level 1 goddess activation trainings as well as the level, all of the levels on sale. So if you want to activate, today we did the goddess, if you want to do the activation for the maiden, the queen, the high priestess, the seductress, and the princess is so powerful. If you want to do the activations, they're exactly the same structure, pretty much. And level 1 is all about awakening the energies, just like we did today, in all of those archetypes. So each archetype is very, very different. The goddess is very, very different from the princess energy. And the princess energy is very, very different than the high priestess energy, but they're all just as important and just as valuable to embody as women. So anyway, I highly recommend getting those trainings while they're on sale right now. They're massively powerful, massively beautiful. And let's see, one thing I want to say. Okay. So level 1 is all about, it's just about awakening the frequencies, and that's important to do before doing level 2 because you really get to know the goddess energy, or you get to know the archetypical energies within you first. And then level 2 is about the archetypes meeting their mate. So it's all about dropping so deep into your magnetism, but from the different archetypes. So the princess magnetism, the maiden magnetism, that you attract the mate for that archetype. So the princess attracts the prince, the queen attracts the king, or not just attract, sometimes it's just a vision. A few of them are just visions of their mate, their divine partner being with them. So it's about awakening the feelings of what it actually is like to be with a divine masculine partner in your life. And a big part of why I do these trainings in the way I do, and you've experienced, is it's so embodied. And it's, you know, every time we're engaging the senses, your sensuality, you're engaging your sexuality and your Shakti force. And on a neuroscientific, in neuroscience, when we work with the senses and memory, it locks it in a lot more. So you can, you know, if you think of how smell, you can smell something from a long, I don't know, something can come into your life and it reminds you of a certain smell from your past, and it activates your memory. So the senses are deeply connected to your nervous system. So when you go through these processes, you're actually activating your body on a scientific level to basically draw in these experiences in real life. And in truth, the subconscious mind is creating everything around us. The subconscious mind is, it's really creating your entire experience. So we all have patterns in our subconscious that are not empowering. And we also get to intentionally program subconscious mind with what we really desire, what we want. And then that begins to unfold in the external world. I wish I could just show you, I kind of want to show you guys my studio right now because I'm just so in love with it. Anyway, but you know, my life continues to unfold in ways I could never have expected. And it's from this work. And I know it's from this work. And this work has come from my own, you know, I've studied a lot with people, but so much of what I'm teaching you is coming from its own source. And it's not me, it's something bigger than me. So I just wanted to say Yeah, I don't know where that went. Anyway, so level 2 is about attracting your mate, and then level 3 is about deepening intimacy. So the seductress actually embodies each of the archetypes. And so the seductress embodies the queen, the seductress embodies the maiden, the seductress embodies the goddess. And it's all about how when you're actually intimate with someone, how you can move through the archetypes and you can activate from one moment to the next. You go from goddess to queen to maiden. So it's basically when you're with a divine partner, and particularly the masculine energy craves. I have a theory that one of the reasons men, ultimately a lot of men have a lot of sex with a lot of different women, or desire to, some do, or at least that's how it is right now in our culture and society, at least in the West, is because the divine masculine is single pointed in its energy and focus, and the divine feminine is infinite. So the divine masculine can only really experience that level of infinity through the feminine. So when you learn how to be infinite in your own body with him, it is one of the most powerful things you can experience and he can experience. And from moment to moment to moment, you're allowing your divine feminine impulse and emotion to transform and change you on an emotional and physical level. But from one moment, you are in the elegance and the regalness and the value and the beauty and the power of the queen, and he's fully in reverence of you and honoring your body, and just in total energy of it is a true honor to be in your presence right now. To the next moment, you drop into your maiden energy of this innocent, vulnerable, pure, totally heart open, raw form. And the tenderness that I have chills, the tenderness that he shifts into, and the desire to really penetrate you at a deeper level, but with so much love and devotion and sacredness and protection. And then from the next moment, it goes into, let's say, the princess energy, she's really fun and flirty and playful. And so when you're bringing all of that to love, to intimacy, it is unreal. And I'm saying this, it taps into our potential. It really taps into our potential as lovers, as men and women in intimacy. And also, this goes beyond gender, and it goes beyond identity, like sexual identity. So we're talking always about polarity and energy. And the conversation is really, I talk about male and female, but again, this is really for every single person, no matter what their sexual orientation is. Okay, so those are the 3 levels, and they're on sale right now in a package price, and the level 1 feminine activation training is also on sale. And so they'll be on sale for a few days, and I highly recommend that you get those now, and then I'm going to take them off sale. So they've been on sale for a moment, but I just wanted to bring awareness to them. All right, so let's see. What do I want to do? So I think I'll do a little closing, and then I'll turn off the recording, and then I'll stay for as long as we want, really, whoever, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes if you want, and I can do a little bit of Q&A. I just want to close out this session, and for all of those who are continuing on, tomorrow or whenever you do the next training, it's the Queen, and she's incredible, really stepping into, the Queen really steps into your regal self-honor, your dignity, your elegance, your strength, your higher wisdom, the crown representing this connection to your higher self, and that you are elevated on a throne, not just to, you're elevated on a throne because you really represent this bridge between spirit and matter, and you're here to guide and be in your power, not just for yourself, but for the good of all people. And your own self-expression, your own intuition is exactly what is the healing and is what the people need. So she's really, really powerful. I'm super excited to share that training with you guys. And yeah, so thank you for watching and attending the level 1 feminine activation training on the goddess archetype. I hope it was deep and powerful and special for you, and feel free to email me. Right now my email is connect@eastwestwoman.com. It's an old email, I haven't changed it yet, that's okay. And ask me any questions. Last thing I want to say is, you know, some people have huge, massive experiences right away, and other people it takes a moment. And I wouldn't get discouraged if you feel like your imagination or you couldn't quite get there on a physical, emotional basis. Just trust the process and know that you're receiving exactly what you need to. There's nothing wrong with you. You're doing it perfectly, and that it's a process. All right. So enjoy the process, and I will see you in the next video.